उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this webinar of Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai presented by the Management of Franchise India with an aim to introduce you with a new business opportunity every day at 12 o'clock. Today also we have a great unique business opportunity for all of you. But before I'll start introducing with the brand, let me just quickly run you through with the Q&A process. If you have any questions during the webinar, you can type your question and leave your question into the Q&A box. We will take up all your questions post our presentation. So while we are running you through with the presentation and providing you the brand download, you can keep sharing your questions and queries into the Q&A box and avoid raising your hand. Our today's brand is Palmonas. They are a unique brand into fine jewelry, and this is not a normal fine jewelry. They are into demi-fine jewelry. They have 1,300 plus designs, and what makes them unique is something which they are going to tell them by your own self. They are going to brief you what makes them different, what makes them unique. So first of all, I would like to welcome all the panelists who have joined us today on this panel. We have Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, who is the Managing Director at Franchise India. Along with Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, we have Mr. Ashok Kumar, who is the head consultant and will be helping you in understanding the commercials and investment in detail. We have Mr. Surya Balaji, who's handling this brand in franchising in this respective region of Chennai. We have Dr. Amol and Ms. Pallavi, who is the founder and co-founder at Palmonas here on this platform, along with Mr. Suraj from Palmonas itself. I would like to request Ms. Sonia Chaudhary to take the lead and introduce us with the brand to take it forward. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Neha. Friends, a very good afternoon to all of you. And I take this honor and pleasure to have Palmonas on our webinar today. And friends, I would say this is a very, I would say we are proud to present this very special opportunity for everybody who have joined us both live and on the webinar. And this is a company which is headquartered at Pune. And we have the privilege of having both Pallavi ji and Dr. Amol, who are the co-founders of the business. In fact, they're the ones who pioneered a new era in the jewelry retail. And Pallavi ji previously also started a company called Karigiri. I don't know if you can even Google that name. In 2017, this was a startup which had a very big success, and they exited in 2022 with a very big valuation of 100 crores. And this company became, in fact, India's first digital sari brand, and a very big success. Both Pallavi ji and Dr. Amol, they come with a great pedigree. Pallavi ji is an IIM Lucknow graduate, and Dr. Amol is an MBBS by profession, successfully practicing earlier, running his own practice, and now he's transitioned into a very successful entrepreneur. And very recently, friends, which I'll also let both Pallavi ji and Dr. Amol announce that, they recently also got on board another co-founder along with them, and in fact, a partner in the business, and who's none other than the youthful celebrity Shraddha Kapoor, who shares, in fact, the same vision and passion as both Pallavi and Dr. Amol. And like Neha mentioned, Palmonas is India's first demi-fine jewelry brand, which is in fact an omni-channel player with successful outlets and a flagship outlet which is running in Pune. And having said that, they're also, in fact, shipping their product to more than 200 countries globally. So the opportunity today is open for like-minded people who are looking to partner with Palmona. This is a franchisee-owned and a franchisee-run opportunities, and we'll understand what the business model is. We like to also share while we're looking at partners, but very specific on the profile of people we want to partner with. So without losing more time, I'll request Pallaviji and Dr. Amol to take over. And friends, we also have, in fact, the outlet which you see in the pictures, in the communication that you would have seen, is one of the most beautiful designed outlets which I have seen myself. Well, I didn't go and physically see, but all the communications videos I've seen on that. It is one of the most beautiful design and aesthetically designed centers. So I also requested Dr. Amol and Pallaviji if you could also have the privilege of, in fact, getting a tour of their current center which they are running. So over to you, Dr. Amol and Pallaviji, for taking the lead.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonia ji, for a nice introduction. Before we delve into the brand, we would just briefly give you our backgrounds. We are serial entrepreneurs. I have studied MBA from IIM Lucknow, especially in marketing. I worked with Goldman Sachs as an investment banker, got bored in a year, and then started my first venture. It's called Karagiri. Karagiri is India's first digital sari brand. We started Karagiri in 2017. We organically grew it to 100 crore revenue in 4 years, and it got acquired by Mensa Brands in 2021. Dr. Amol, he's also my husband and a business partner. He has practiced orthopedics for almost a decade. And through that, only the idea of Palmonas was born. One fine day, we were just discussing the surgical equipments that they use in their operation theater. And Amol mentioned that those equipments, they do not change ever. And as a layman, I was very shocked because I said, you use those equipments every day to put in patient's body, literally. They, get in touch with blood, sweat, and the skin. And how come they don't go bad, or how come they don't tarnish? And then Amol said, because they're made of surgical stainless steel, and that material is an inert material, it does not react with your skin. And that's how the idea was Palmonas was born, because I, as a consumer, have a very sensitive skin, and I cannot wear, the imitation jewelry because I get rashes immediately. So I used to invest a lot of money in, small dainty gold pieces, which I can use daily. So I thought, let's just create jewelry out of this material. And because 60% of Indian women have sensitive skin. Also, the rate of the gold is rising every single day. So mass India is not going to be able to afford to have a lot of, dainty gold pieces for everyday use. So they're definitely looking for some alternative which is as luxurious, as premium as gold, but they don't want to spend a lot of money on every piece every single time. So that is where the idea of Palmonas was born. It's been 2 years that we've been building Palmonas, and it has been such a fulfilling journey for us. We've grown so much. We've been a digital first brand. We launched our website first. It's been 1.5 years that we've launched our first flagship store in Koregaon Park, which Suraj will take us through shortly. The store launch has been very, very successful. We've grown even on digital and on offline store in last 1.5 years. That has given us confidence to go out in the market and expand in both digital and offline market as well. I'll just share my screen and show you guys the presentation. Is my screen visible?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Great. So we say that Palmonas is a new age gold because our jewelry looks exactly like gold. It feels exactly like gold. And most importantly, it stays gold. So we create jewelry with 2 types of materials. One is sterling silver and another is surgical stainless steel. We coat sterling silver as a base metal with 2.5 micron layer of gold, which is a very thick layer of gold on the base metal. Hence, the jewelry that is the outcome of the process is is completely waterproof. You can use it on a daily basis. There are no do's and don'ts. For example, other silver jewelry players in the market have a lot of care guide or care instructions that keep your jewelry away from water, keep your jewelry away from perfume, do not sleep in your jewelry. But we say that we make jewelry just for you to enjoy it the way you want to. So you can use the jewelry the way you want to, and nothing will happen to the jewelry, because we take care of the entire plating process in a way that the outcome and the final jewelry comes out to be very, very luxurious, and also very long lasting. So all our jewelry comes with lifetime warranty and a buyback value. So we have started these policies which are comparable to gold, so that people will start trusting it and will start trusting the process of creating that jewelry. We say that this is a demi-fine jewelry. Demi-fine is a very new category in India, versus it's very, very prevalent in the West. So in US, UK, there are brands which do sales to the tunes of $200 million and $300 million just by selling demi-fine. In India, we are the front runner of this entire category. Palmonas is the first demi-fine jewelry brand in India. So we have introduced this category in India. And as the mass India is now knowing about it, people are going gaga over it, because investing in demi-fine seems to be a no-brainer, because you don't have to invest a lot of money in one piece, but at the same time you get all the benefits of gold, and it's equally luxurious and it's equally premium. So that's what demi-fine jewelry is. Like I said, we are digital first brand. We already ship to over 200 countries. And now we are focusing a lot on offline expansion as well. This is the founding team. Me and Amol, we started Palmonas almost 2 years ago. Shraddha Kapoor has joined us very, very recently. This collaboration also happened very organically. Shraddha has been our customer for quite some time now. So she's been using Palmonas jewelry for almost 5-6 months, but we did not know that she is already our customer. So in one of her reels, she was wearing our necklace, and some fan commented on the reel saying, the necklace is very cute. And then we noticed that it is our necklace. So we went and commented on that comment saying, this is Palmona's necklace. Thank you, Shraddha, etc., etc. And that's how the journey of Palmonas and Shraddha Association started. Later, we realized that she has been a loyal customer, and she's very, very passionate about this entire demi-fine category, and she's been following us. And she was very happy and excited to join us as a co-founder. So she's going to be fully hands-on with the brand, and she's going to take care of the entire top of the funnel and PR, and the whole chief people officer role in Palmonas. So I think I've already spoken about this. So the major problem that we are trying to solve using Palmonas is that we are creating something which is fitting exactly that void, which is huge in India. So you either get fine jewelry, which is made of pure gold, diamonds, platinum, or you get imitation jewelry, which is made of brass, nickel, and these metals are very harmful for your skin. So there's nothing in between, which is as good as gold in terms of the look and feel, but not very expensive as gold. So that is the exact sort of positioning that we have cracked in the market. So our jewelry starts from literally 900 rupees and go on till 8,000 rupees. We have all sort of categories. We have Mangal Sutras, we have necklace, bracelets, earrings, rings. We have men's jewelry, we have kids jewelry. We are soon launching pets jewelry as well. So we've covered all sort of categories that you need to wear every single day. And the most important thing that we have always been very, very wary of, because this, at the end of the day, it's a brand started by a doctor. So we have to make sure that the jewelry that we create is 100% skin friendly, and it will not react with your skin. So how much ever sensitive skin you have, you can just close your eyes and wear Palmonas, and it's 100% safe. There's a huge market for demi-fine jewelry, and we being the first demi-fine jewelry brand right now, so we own the 100% market share of demi-fine category, and we are growing at around 120% year on year. So and now with Shraddha, I think this growth is going to be at least 10x of what we had projected. So I think we are very excited about the journey ahead. In general, if I talk about Indian jewelry market is still very unorganized. It currently around 8 to 10% of the entire jewelry market is organized with players like Carrot Lane, Bluestone, Kalyan Jewelers, etc. But still 90% of the India buys from unorganized market. But with a lot of psychology change that has happened over past few years after COVID, with millennial population increasing continuously, and we have almost 34% population of millennials, which is one of the highest in the world. This silver jewelry category, demi-fine jewelry category, is now getting the center stage when it comes to buying jewelry for themselves, because people have started looking at jewelry as an accessory and not as an investment, which used to be the case before. Uh, so, like I said, the unique selling proposition of Palmonas is that we are creating an affordable luxury jewelry brand for all the millennial women, using base metals like sterling silver and surgical stainless steel, and coating it with 2.5 micron thick layer of gold on the base metal. Just to give you a comparison, there are other silver jewelry players in the market, and how we are different from them is that our plating thickness is 2.5 micron versus what other players do is 0.05 micron. So it's 500 times thicker than what other players are doing. And that's how we can actually give lifetime warranty and buyback value, because we are very sure about the quality of the product that we are selling to our consumers. We have a repeat purchase rate of more than 30% on our own website, which speaks volumes about the brand likability and consumer love that we are receiving across. So we are targeting millennials, 23 to 45-year-old, majorly women who are buying for themselves, who are who are working professionals, who are independent, and who are tech savvy. So these women now do not depend on men for them to buy them gifts, right? And also, it's a huge gifting category. We had amazing February month because of Valentine's Day. And so these are the two major target audiences that we are currently focusing on. So women for gifting to themselves, and men for gifting to their partners, mom, sisters, etc. So this is the positioning. So we are sort of creating a classic jewelry brand, which is not really fast fashion, because the kind of pieces that we have, they're very modern, they're very statement, and you can use them for a very long time. You can gift them, you can literally pass on to your sisters, your daughters, etc. So this is a classic sort of jewelry brand we're trying to build here. These are our outlets. So the left one is our flagship store. It's in a plush Koregaon Park area of Pune. I think I would request Suraj if you can take us through the store and show us the overall look and feel of the store. I think that would help people imagine the store.
If we can remove the presentation, maybe we can spotlight so that viewers can see the store. Yes.
This is the entrance.
So we've created a nice outdoor garden, and the whole overall vibe of the store is very nice and modern.
There are some sitting area.
So on left hand side, we have Mangal Sutra section. Suraj, can you show us the Mangal Sutra section? Mangal Sutra is one of our best selling categories, even though we have a higher order value. So average order value of Mangal Sutra is around 5,000. But even online, almost 40% of our sales is through Mangal Sutra as a category. And these Mangal Sutras are very dainty and they're perfect for daily use.
These
Then
are the bracelets.
yeah, so we have a good collection of hand Mangal Sutras or Mangal Sutra bracelets as well.
Here we have necklaces. Here we have our ring collection. And some men's collection.
So the total store area is around 1,200, but the display is in 300 square feet. So 300 square feet is, I think, the optimal area for the display, where we display around 800 of our best-selling designs in store. Okay. Thank you, Suraj.
Yes.
Friends, can I request you all, because I have been seeing a lot of you have been raising hands time to time. If you can put your questions in the Q&A box, we'll definitely take all your questions once the presentation is over. Thank you.
So this was our flagship store, which is company owned. We have opened our first franchise last month, end of January. So the picture at the bottom corner is from our franchise store. The store is in High Street area of Pune called Jangli Maharaj Road. And within first month itself, the store has performed really well. So we are very, very positive about the sales coming in the consecutive months as well. We've been covered by almost all the publications, right from TOI to Your Story to Startup Story, because like I said, demifying jewelry is something that we've introduced, and everybody is very intrigued about the positioning of demifying jewelry. So we've got a huge PR for the brand, and especially when we announced the association with Shraddha Kapoor last week. Since then, we've been getting a lot of eyeballs, and now people have started understanding what Demifine is. So this is the franchise proposal. I would request Mr. Ashok to take it forward from here.
Thank you, Pallavi. I think you have covered very well. So, as we have seen the jewelry and the value for customer, similar value, unique value proposition that we are bringing for our franchisee partners. So we are looking for partners. We are basically who will own the stores and they will run the stores. So we are looking full-time partners who can devote their time to scale this business. Unit economics are very simple in this format. If you look at the area requirement, so minimum area requirement is 300 square feet that we have already seen in the display, right? And it can be maximum up to 500 square feet will be preferred area requirement. Initial investment in terms of your store setup is going to be 15 to 16 lakh rupees. And plus basically franchisee has to pay a 5 lakh rupees franchisee fee. That's one time. And against this franchisee fee, you will get your setup design, you will get your staff training, product training, and your entire setup, and you will get in terms of marketing support and pre-launch of your store. So that's the entire package you will receive against the franchisee fee of 5 lakh rupees that you pay. Initial inventory of 18 lakh rupees. So 18 lakh rupees inventory at sales price, it's going to be cost, it will be cost around 40 lakh rupees. So my franchisee buy an inventory of like 18 lakh rupees, but he has the stock for 40 lakh rupees that he can sell to the end customers at a sales price. So if you look at my total investment, like 20 lakh rupees in a store setup plus 18 lakh rupees, so 38 lakh rupees the total investment, and franchisee is getting 40 lakh worth of inventory to sell to the end customer, right? So the risk is already covered once you sell your first inventory stock, and you are out of your initial capex that you have deployed. Gross product margins are 55%, and end consumer discounts are around 15%. Effectively, you get a net product margin of 40%. So that's very attractive as compared to your traditional business, like jewelries. Even you consider like diamond jewelries or gold jewelry. Even in gold jewelry, these margins are very thin, very low. So and the capex required to start your jewelry business is very, very high. It's multi-crore investment that you require to start a jewelry business. So within an investment of like 40 lakh rupees, including your inventory, it's a very attractive and good value proposition for the franchisee partners and investors. If you consider your return on investment, so this is around 90% average. So 90%, that translates to around 450% uh, as a cumulative return in 5 years, right? Uh, and all the support and the standards, guidelines, and jewelry stock replacement, correction, that will be continuous support will be provided by the company, and franchisees partners will be already like they will be benefited from the PR that company is already doing, right? Yes, we can move to the next slide, please. Yeah. So ideal partner profile, I think if you look at the shift of consumer towards international lifestyle is very high, right? And that trend is going to grow up further in the Indian markets. So, and I think the investor, if you want to look at this category, it's a very unique category. Plus, you will have an advantage of a first mover advantage, and Palmonas is a category creator itself in Indian market. So you can be a proud partner of this association. But my franchisee, he should have a passion for sales. He should have a passion for customer relationship. The people who are good at marketing, who have like entrepreneur skill set, mindset, and they are the right fit for us. Ultimately, the customer experience that we need to deliver, that is the main focus of the brand. So we need partners who are committed for quality service. Yeah. Next slide, please. In terms of our rollout plan, so we are not limited only for southern Indian markets or Western markets. Our focus primarily on Western first. We want to focus on Mumbai and Pune in a deeper penetration, and Nagpur is a very attractive market. If you look at these, Nagpur is in top 15 cities of India, right? So these are the primary markets, and followed by your Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai. So these markets we want to focus, but we are also open for pan India markets. If any opportunity or any franchisee partner, they have good location, good market presence, if they want to associate with Palmonas, it can be considered on case to case basis. So the first phase, we are planning for Western and Southern Indian markets, and in the second phase, we will be open for pan India markets. Again, so we will also prefer like multi-unit partners. If you look at in this business category, the investment is very low. So franchisee partner, to service the entire city, they can opt for multiple units. So they can set up multiple units in the same city to service the demand. And if you look at the preference from offline store purchase is very, very high. Even market numbers, if you see that it says like 5% is the online market, but that's not the true. If you look at the actual sales of the jewelry, in India is only 2% through online channels. Still, 98% is your offline market, right? So there, basically, we want our franchisee partners to create that network and service our customers at a larger scale. Right. Yes, Valvi, you want to take on this?
Sure. Also, like Ashok ji rightly mentioned, brand is going to support you throughout. We are a digital first brand, and that's a huge advantage because we get so many leads online, and we are going to forward all the leads in your area to you every single day. Your salespeople can call those leads and invite them to the store, and ask them to come to the store, see the product, and buy. So every day we at least get 50 to 60 queries on our Instagram asking, do you have a store in Mumbai? Do you have a store in Bangalore? Because people like the jewelry, but they want to walk into the store, see the jewelry and buy. So majorly what happens in our existing stores as well, where people, get the screenshots of the products that they've liked from online store, and they show it to the store manager and tell them that, what, I want this piece. Do you have this available in the store? So basically all our online queries would be directed to our offline stores. Yeah, all the digital marketing will be handled by the brand. You will have a dedicated store page on the website. So people coming from your region will see that we already have a presence in that particular area, and they can walk into the store. So all sort of support in terms of products, in terms of what is moving in that area, what is the trend that we are forecasting, and also in terms of lead, everything will be provided by the brand. So this is going to be the road that we will walk together along with you guys. So why partner with us? Like I said, that we are going to be fully hands-on in providing you all the support in terms of inventory, in terms of sales, in terms of leads. If I talk about the product quality, we have already cracked the product market fit, and that's why we've been very successful online. So the same we want to replicate in offline. The kind of profiles we have, the kind of brand we've built, it has and also the addition of Shraddha Kapoor to the brand has sort of helped us establish that trust in our existing customer ecosystem. We being the first demi-fine jewelry brand, and demi-fine jewelry as a category is now burgeoning in India, that is going to be a biggest advantage for all our partners as well. In terms of the recognition, in terms of customers' perception for demi-fine jewelry. So Palmonas is going to be equal to demi-fine jewelry in India. So I think this is the right time to to start your partnership with us. I think I've already explained this. We are going to be supporting you in everything, right from store development to have the similar kind of vibe across, to have that brand guidelines followed, to support in marketing, to support in operations. So everything will be supported by the brand. I think that's about it from my side, and would love to take any questions.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Pallavi ji and Dr. Amol. We'll also take questions, friends. Any questions that you have? I was reading some of the questions that have been raised by friends on the webinar. We'll be happy to take as many questions as the time allows. And also post the webinar, anybody who's looking at doing a physical meeting or doing a tour of the outlet, experiencing the entire product and what exactly the brand is all about. Our teams at Franchise India would work with all of you to facilitate these meetings and visits. So very quickly, I think we have some questions. I'll take these questions, but very quickly recapping the opportunity and talking a bit about the overall investment opportunity. So any investor, when they look at opportunities for investment, company credentials, credibility of the promoters is amongst the top mindset of an investor. When they look at investment, who are the people behind the legacy, the experience put together. The second aspect which affects their decision making is also having a successful prototype, which they already have in Pune. And not only that, they also have their first partner before they even formally reached out to adding more like-minded people. They're running a successful partnership in form of a franchisee already in Pune. The third big mindset and the criteria is also to understand how big the addressable market and the demand of that opportunity is. Now, the demi-fine category is becoming very big now. It is not something which is cheap. It is not imitation. And rather, this is considered to be premium. Globally, this is a very big industry adorned by celebrities. And it is becoming the new age accessory choice for a lot of millennials today, right? And the fourth criteria is the value of the investment and the return which an investor expects on the investment they put, right? And lastly, I would say, which is also very, very important, is the aspiration. You know, people invest in businesses which has a very high aspiration, and the perceived value is high. And that is what Palmonas has built very, very strongly the last 2 years, a very successful label. So these are criteria which I feel are very important for any investor, and Palmonas stand very tall on all these criteria. Now, taking into account the ever-increasing prices today of gold, the ability of demi-fine to offer a large variety of design within the range of consumers is something which also increases the demand of this opportunity. And finally, when it comes to profile, I think this is something which I also talked about when I started off. When we talk about market share, any company is looking to enter any industry, the idea is to gain a market share, they being the first one. But market share comes, with participation, not only from the brand, but equally from the franchisee, which is brand equity, which they've already built very, very strongly. And the second is the franchise equity or the goodwill, the partner goodwill, which also adds on to the equity of the brand. So we are very, very conscious about who becomes the partner, right? So the opportunity is very simple. We're looking at 300 square feet of space. These are tighter store locations, but highly efficient. The location that you saw in the pictures, they're well designed. It has enough room for movement and also stock display, which has almost about 800 designs which are on the display. And there are two important components, which I, in fact, found very, very interesting when Pallaviji was taking us through the presentation. And these two important components are very, very important in actually selecting and understanding if that outlet makes money, it's performing, right? The first component is inventory to stock turn. So which means, one, you need to have enough stock, the right stock, SKU mix, design mix, merchandise mix. And that is very, very important, because it is only the amount of stock that you keep, and in fact, the right designs that you keep in the outlet would eventually turn into sales. And second is the per square feet efficiency, which means how much the business would deliver per square feet. So in the business that we saw, with an average sales of 10 lakhs, we are talking about overall stock value of about 40 lakhs at the MRP. The franchisee invests about 18 lakhs in the inventory, but the MRP is 40 lakhs, which translates to almost about 10 lakhs monthly, and annually is about 1 crore 20 odd lakhs. So which means in a 300 square feet of space, this is almost about 40,000 per square feet efficiency, which is very, very high in this category. And overall, the stock turn that is being projected is about 3 stock turns in a year. So a 40 lakh stock would turn about 3 times, which is how we get a figure of 1.2 crores of annual sales, right? So this is what I wanted to, in fact, highlight. And very quickly, I'll take up some questions. And Pallaviji, we can remove the presentation also from the screen. And I'll also request Neha, while we do that, if you can also share a hotline number, email ID, we'll be happy to take questions from everybody. And we can also reach to us friends post the webinar. So Pallaviji, my first question, I was reading through a lot of questions which came in, and I think some of our friends also have a property. So friends, if you have a property, please reach out to us. We have shared our numbers. We'll be happy to consider that. We'll also like to understand what markets we currently focusing on. What I understand, we might have also people who are watching us live and on the webinar from markets which might be outside our focus markets. So we'll take your view also, Pallaviji, on that. Right. So first and foremost, I think we understand the stock turn. I think Ashok took us through that. Now, running the business, what kind of operating expenses, when we talk about unit economics, at a sale of say about 10 odd lakhs, typical expenses, which means what kind of rentals, and the location we saw is a very premium location that you're running in Pune, right? So if we talk about a unit economics in terms of the expenses, the manpower which is needed, what kind of components come into play, and what is the ideal location, because location plays a very important part in a business format like that and a category like this, right, which could be in the malls or a high street like you've opened. So if you want to give some understanding on that, one is on the expense side, typical operating expenses, what is needed, what is the idle rent which can sustain to do a business like that, and the locations that you recommend.
Sure. So, talking about locations, the location has to be on a high street or in a mall area where we have a lot of footfall. The reason being, jewelry is a very impulse purchase category, right? So people just, see the store, they walk in, they love the design. So we have close to 90% conversion rate in both our stores. So whoever walks in, they definitely buy something before they go out because they love the jewelry and they love the price points. So it's very important to be present in an area where there's a huge sort of footfall. That will definitely support the business. In terms of expenses, the average rental would be somewhere around close to 1 lakh rupees a month. We would need two store managers to handle the customers. So average salary would be around 20,000. So close to 40 to 50,000 rupees in salaries, and some additional expenses in terms of electricity, etc. Maintenance would be around 10 to 20,000. So I think around 1,70,000 is something that you can expect in monthly capex, against around 8 to 10 lakh rupees of sales that will happen in a month.
And broadly, if you look at the margins, what becomes our net margin? So if we talk about an average of say 8 to 10 lakh sales, and say maybe initially it is 8
Yeah.
lakhs, and it goes to an optimum level of say, per the
Yeah.
stock turn, we talked about 3.
Yeah.
So that being there, what becomes our net margins, Pallavi? And also, if you can also talk about, do we also run any kind of promotions, right? And who actually, is there some component which is shared by the company? And what becomes our net margins beyond that?
Sure. So we keep running promotions on different events. For example, if there's a Valentine's Day, or if there's a Rakhi or Diwali, we run few promotions online, and the same has to be matched offline as well. And that is why we are sharing a huge chunk of margin with our franchise partners, which is 55% upfront. So overall, in a year, after absorbing the discounts that we're offering online, it comes out to be somewhere around 40 to 45% as a net margin.
Net.
Yeah.
So which means even if we talk about a sale of say about 8 odd lakhs, typical margins would be to the tune of about 3.5 odd lakhs, where we have a fixed expense of about 1.7, and the franchisee can easily take home about 1.5 to 2 lakhs every month after a store reaches an optimum level of performance.
Right. So we believe the monthly monthly revenue will definitely go much higher than 10 lakh rupees very shortly. The kind of marketing initiatives that we have on cards in upcoming months. So that's definitely going to show a very positive impact on both our online and offline revenue as well. But to be on a very conservative side, we are being very conservative when we are quoting, the sort of returns or the sort of revenues you can expect from the unit.
Wonderful. And what locations, what markets, first of all, we're looking overall, as a focus markets? And I remember last time we spoke, well, we have 2 locations operating out of Pune, but we're still open to adding more locations in Pune. So
Yeah.
what locations or spots on market would that be if you talk about Pune per se? And markets outside Pune, what is our focus geographies that we want to enter?
So if I speak about Pune, very interestingly, we get a lot of walk-ins from area called PCMC in our Koregaon Park store. So people come all the way from PCMC to Koregaon Park just to buy Palmonas jewelry. So PCMC is one area that we're definitely targeting. And second one is Baner or Aundh. That will cover the entire Pune because we are already present in Koregaon Park and JM Road, which is like a center of the city. So we are open for Baner and Baner, Balewadi, PCMC, Hinjewadi, that area right now in Pune. If I talk about other cities, so basis the Google Analytics data from our online purchases, we are huge in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Delhi, and Pune. So these are the 5 cities from where we get our maximum sales from online. And also the kind of queries that we receive on our Instagram, these are the 5 cities. People keep asking us whether do we have any offline store present in these 5 cities. So these 5 cities are our major target market right now. But like you said, we are definitely open for any other location as well. If it makes sense for the business, we would definitely take it forward.
Okay, I'll now quickly take up, questions which I'm seeing from our audience which have come in, and maybe I'll start with Ashish ji, who's from Pune. And while his location is almost 3x of what we need, he says I have a 1,000 square feet carpet area, which is double heighted. And the location which he has is Pune camp, which is near the main railway station. So his question is an opportunity for us to consider that location? And yeah, maybe we can answer that.
That is for he's offering the rental space.
1,000 square feet is, I think, too big of an area. So I'm not sure whether it would be the right investment in terms of ROI, revenue versus the space. But I think we can discuss this offline and, get into more intricacies of it.
Sure. Sure. Great. And Ashish, that's very important. I think we did talk about per square feet efficiencies. The efficiencies come down if we have a bigger outlet, and formats like these work very well. If you saw the store, the video, it looked very roomy while it had all the designs which were displayed in the store. Okay, I'll take a question from Mr. Hardik Badugujar. He says, does Palmonas contain silver and stainless steel? What is the role of stainless steel in this, and at what layer in jewelry? Is one of the questions. I'll take up the second one once we're done with this.
So stainless steel is the base metal that we use, and we plate it with 18 karat gold tone using power vapor deposition technique. Now, brands like Rolex, Cartier, all of these brands use the same technology to plate their jewelry and to plate the belts of their watches. Now, if you own a Rolex, nothing happens even if you use it for like 40-50 years. So similar technology we're using to plate the jewelry, and we are promising the same sort of output in terms of the longevity of the jewelry. So this steel jewelry, be it a steel jewelry or silver jewelry, visually it does not matter because it looks exactly the same as gold. And it's very, very long lasting. And it has the brand promise of a lifetime warranty as well.
Okay. And his second question is, the cost of 10 grams versus gold. So while I'll let Pallaviji talk about it, but Hadichi, when we talk about demi-fine jewelry, it is not sold on grams, unlike gold, it is sold on the MRP. So there's no comparison of grams per gram versus the gold. So that logic does not come in this industry. It's only limited to gold.
Yeah.
Great. I'll take a question from Mr. Pragnesh Patel. He says, how many jewelry pieces and category wise? So typically, if you talk about, I think 800 designs we talked about. So this is across how many categories is his question?
So it's across close to 6 categories. We have around 50 designs of Mangal Sutras, close to 250 designs of necklaces, close to 200 designs of rings, and then remaining is bracelets, men's jewelry, earrings, and different subcategories as well. For example, earrings, we have danglers, we have hoops, we have studs. So everything together, on our online website, we have close to 1,300 designs, out of which the fast moving 800 designs we put in the store, so that we can maximize the display. And at the same time, we can also, we will make sure that people who are walking in with the screenshots, the products should be available in the store so that the conversion happens.
And also on the manufacturing setup, I see a question coming from Mr. Akash Srivastava. Would you want to reflect on that? He's asking on the setup, what we have, and the capacity of our current manufacturing unit.
Sure. So we have two, we basically do contract manufacturing. So we have 2 factories in Jaipur right now, and the capacity is expandable. We can do 1 lakh pieces a month. So capacity is not a problem at all. In fact, within last week, we have actually doubled our capacity already. So yeah, I mean, that's about it.
Right? And also they have economies of scale because they're not supplying to the 2 outlets which they run, but they're globally shipping to about 200 odd countries, Akashi. And Praveenji, to answer your question, the total investment, including stock, franchise fees, and setup cost. So the setup cost would be your basic interior equipment which is needed, which would be in the tune of 12 to 15 odd lakhs. 5 lakhs is the franchise fees, and 18 lakhs becomes your inventory, which I would say is a part of working capital, right? So that's not a fix, that's a working capital because you need to keep the stock in rotation. So all put together, this translates to about 37 odd lakhs as your initial investment, with 18 lakhs of your initial inventory, which is the working capital. All right. Okay. Ashishi writes, interested in joining your brand for opening multiple outlets in Maharashtra. We can start with one location in Pune, later on identify new locations in Navi Mumbai. Absolutely, Ashishi, we can do that. If I can request you, we can have, maybe because you're from Pune itself, and if we can speak to you post the webinar, and we can align maybe a physical meeting with Pallaviji and Amolji, we can fix up a mutually convenient time, and we can get that facilitated. Okay, now I have a question from Ms. Preeti, and she's saying, is there some kind of assistance that they can also get, because real estate in this business is very, very important and, paramount. So is there some kind of assistance which, a partner can get if they're interested to move ahead, which they can get from the company?
We cannot promise the assistance in terms of finding out real estate, but we will help you all we can from our side. Because we don't have expertise in real estate as such, but I think even Franchise India team can help us do that, right?
Sure, sure. And Preetiji, my recommendation also, if you're interested, the idea is we share our interest, and that's when both the parties start working. And I'm sure locations in malls with a brand like Palmonas, it might take some time. We don't need a very big location, right? This is not a location which requires a lot of gestation to get. We just need a 300 square feet location, which can also be got in some of the premium malls that are running. I don't know what city are you talking about, but definitely that can come in. And okay, I'll please share all the wonderful. So I have questions on the ROI, I have questions on the breakup of the investment. So Atulji will be happy to share that. In fact, the presentation that we showed, and also there's a financial working that has been done, including the OPEX. We'll be happy to share that with you. If you can let me know what city you come from. We'll also have our regional teams reach out to you and connect with you post the webinar. Anything that sets you. Okay, there's a question which I'll take from Ms. Tejaswani. Tejaswani ji, in fact, we did talk about the USP of the brand. They're in fact India's first demi-fine jewelry brand. There's no other, so to say. But anything that you want to add? Her question is the USP of the brand. Anything that sets you apart from the other competition which is around, right? Because that's something which comes to everybody's mind. If you're going to a market and there's a competition which is around, what would be our competitive advantage against the competition?
Like I already explained, that we are India's first demi-fine jewelry brand. Demi-fine as a category is very different than existing silver jewelry players or imitation jewelry players or even gold. So I'll give you a very small example. The first franchise that we have opened on JM Road, it's very close to, it's like 50 meters away from a Carrot Lane store. So all the Carrot Lane employees are our customers already, and they keep sending their customers to our place, where, because we have a very similar offering of in terms of, say, Mangal Sutra. So our Mangal Sutras look very similar, feel very similar to the Carrot Lane Mangal Sutras, but Carrot Lane Mangal Sutra is available at 1 lakh rupees versus Palmonas Mangal Sutra is available at 5,000 rupees, which comes with a hallmark certificate, which also comes with a lifetime warranty. So it just becomes a no-brainer for a customer to buy this, because she can then own multiple pieces of this and style it the way she wants to. So the major USPs, we are sort of trying to create a luxurious affordable brand, wherein you can have multiple pieces for multiple occasions and not spend a lot of money on it. So I think the quality of the product, the entire finish of the product is something which is very, very different than the competition. And as I already mentioned, 30% repeat purchase rate on our online store is a big testament to the product quality and the consumer love.
Absolutely. And I see a lot of lovers of your brand already. Some of them are already using and experiencing your product. And we have one of them, which is Virsha Vahadane, I think I pronounced the surname right. She's from Pune. She says it's a great brand. I'm already using your product. I am your customer. I love the designs. And she's from Baner, Pune. And where can we open a franchise store? Is there any location preference? So I think we did talk about PCMC, but definitely,
Baner is
we
also
request.
Baner is also one of the prime
Yes,
locations that we are
yes,
actually looking for.
correct. So I'll request Vijaji if he can speak offline. I'm sure maybe a physical meeting will help us answer, and that's something I would also recommend doing. And another question which I see, we talked about the top cities like Bombay, Delhi, we talked about Hyderabad, Bangalore. I think we have one of our friends who might have joined from a tier 2. He's saying if there's an interest for tier 2, would that be entertained? I don't know what city, Atulji, if you want to mention your city, I think that will become more helpful. But Pallaviji, your thoughts on locations outside the cities that you mentioned?
Like I said, Sonia ji, we are absolutely open to it. If the location is good and if the interest is good, we definitely can explore that. So we don't have any restrictions on these 5 cities as such. These are the preferred cities I mentioned, but we can definitely discuss the interest coming from other part of India as well.
All right. Cool. And okay, and there's a question on the unsold inventory. I think this is one question which I'm sure is very common to everybody's,
Yeah.
mind. What happens to any stock or jewelry item which is either slow moving or not sold? What is the treatment
We
given?
will replace it with the ones that are moving in your area. So we will definitely help you not have a lot of capital stuck in unsold inventory or not moving inventory, because that is not good for you and for the brand as well. So we would that is where the brand support actually comes into play, and brand analytics also comes into play. So we will support you with all your queries with inventory. That's not going to be an issue at all.
Wonderful. Great. I think PTG, I've shared her, our WhatsApp number. She's from Bangalore and she wants to open multiple locations in Bangalore. So PTG, we can speak, maybe post the webinar with you. And I have a question for a location in Jharkhand. One of our partners has joined from Jharkhand, which is Jharkhand and Bihar. So what would these two states interest you, Pallavi ji, in the first round of our expansion?
Sure, Sonia ji, depending upon where the location is, exactly, I think we can work around it.
City and location.
Yeah.
Okay. I see some of the questions are repeat, and a lot of these questions, friends, I'll also recommend if we can come face to face. If you're outside Pune, we can have a Zoom meeting. But definitely, if you're serious about the opportunity, once the initial meeting virtually takes place, we definitely want you to come over to Pune, see the facility, experience the store, and maybe spend a day with Pallaviji and Dr. Amol to understand if the fitment, because this is a long-term relationship, especially for our partners or prospective partners who have joined in looking for multiple locations. I would definitely want to recommend that. I'll take one question from Ms. Sara, and she's asking how long does it take for a product to be delivered, which means, the turnaround time, the moment you have a requirement for a new stock, what mechanism we follow, and how long does that take to be delivered at the outlet?
We are very, very quick in terms of delivering the new product and new stock to all the outlets. So currently, so we have a Friday drop model wherein we launch new products every single Friday. So every Friday before the launch, all the products are available in both of our outlets. So we want to maintain that consistency in terms of availability of the new stock across all our physical and online store at the same time, so that the customer experience is not interrupted. So if the customer walks into your store and asks you for a new arrival product, and if you don't have that in stock, it's going to affect the customer experience. So that again is a brand's responsibility. So we make sure that all the new stock, all the new inventory is available beforehand before we launch it on our online store as well.
Okay. And another location which has come is NIBM College Road in Pune. Would we be open to discuss that location for a potential outlet to come in?
Where exactly in NIBM?
Saurabh, if you can just put the location, I think this is with somebody in our team and they have an interest for that location. Maybe we can take that, but that location is what I'm seeing. We don't have the exact spot. But Saurabh, if you have that, you can put that and I'll take it up.
Yeah.
Great. I think we've covered a lot of questions, and some of the questions I feel we need to maybe get into deeper discussions. We'll be happy to share the presentation that we did and also the financials with all of you. And whosoever is from Pune nearby, including Bombay, my recommendation is to do a physical visit and a meeting face to face. And post the webinar, friends, will reach out to all of you. But before we close, Dr. Mol Pallavi, I'll request if you want to give a last message to everybody listening out, both on the webinar and also people who've joined us live. But from my side, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. There are not many times Franchise India endorses a lot of businesses, but this is one business that I personally am very, very excited about, considering the success that you've had in your previous businesses, the pedigree that you come from, your passion in the business, and also the success in the past 2 years that you've gained in a very short span of time. And a lot of lovers I see, which is a customer which finds your brand very, very aspirational. So congratulations and kudos to both of you. We look forward to having a great association in the times to come.
Thank you so much, Sonia ji. And first of all, thank you so much, everybody, to take out time today and attend this webinar and hear us out. We are not looking for franchise partner, but we are looking for business partners who will grow along with us in this journey of creating a demi-fine jewelry category in India and building it to be very, very big and be at the forefront of it. So I think it's an amazing, amazing opportunity, and we would love to have people who are very passionate, who want to do something of their own, and we would be there with you guys all throughout this journey to support you, to make sure that this is one of the most successful businesses that you will be entering. So I really request all of you, whoever is interested, please get in touch with the team and let's connect as soon as possible, and let's do it together.
Thank you so much. And I'll take the location, which is NIBM. This is the Royal Heritage Mall on that road, which is up and running. This is all the anchor brands and, all the known brands. That is the location, Saurabh. I think we should be open for that location. It's a good mall. Any opinion, Dr. Mole, on that location?
Yeah, I know that location. I think
Yes.
it's interesting. We
Sure.
can, we can. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Dr. Mole, last words from you.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. As Pallavi rightly said, we are very bullish on this concept of Demifine, and this is the future of the India in terms of jewelry. So definitely, it has a very progressive and beautiful future, and I expect all our partners, they will also grow with us, and this makes the India's biggest Demifine jewelry brand.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Mole. And before we close, I'll request Neha to take over. And friends, thank you so much for being with us. We have taken a note of every single question that you have raised, and we'll ensure that we reach out to you to address every question that you have asked. I would like to visit. Great. So we'll help you do that, Shraddha ji. She's looking forward to visiting the store. We have your coordinates. Please reach out to us. And I think post the webinar, and I'll be happy to also interact with anybody along with Shraddha, along with Dr. Mole and Pallavi ji. So that's what we want to say before we close. We've left our hotline number and the email ID. Please feel to reach out to us. And before I close, I would like to say I've already, I left my number. Some of you already started texting me. So we'll definitely come back to all of you. Over to you, Neha.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you all the panelists for sharing wonderful opportunity for all our participants here today. Wish you all the good luck for your brand. Guys, as you know that every day we are coming up with a new business opportunity for all of you, and we try to give you a great business opportunity. On 14th March, again, we are coming up a great business opportunity for all of you with Chroma Tata Enterprise. And I have shared with you the registration link into the chat window. They are India's leading omni-channel retail, and they're providing you franchisee opportunity with franchisee-owned company-operated model. To know more about the brand and about the franchisee options they have for all of you into the retail sector, please join us on 14th of March, sharp 12 p.m. Just click on the registration link and get yourself registered in advance. I hope that you all will have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much once again. Thank you all the panelists and all the participants for being here with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.